One of the earliest maps of northern North America was made by Venetian mapmaker Giacomo Gastaldi in 1556. It was probably the first map to mark present-day Newfoundland and much of the east coast as Nova Francia, or New France. Gastaldi had little information to go on, so he filled in parts of Atlantic Canada with imaginative landscapes and people, as was the practice of the time. In 1612, a new map appeared that was based on the Arctic journey of Henry Hudson, who sailed into a large northern sea and never returned. The map by Theodore de Bry of Amsterdam followed Hudson's belief that he had reached the Pacific Ocean, thus finding a convenient trade route to the riches of the Orient. Later explorers would discover the truth about Hudson's journey, and the body of water would come to be named Hudson Bay. At around the same time, Samuel de Champlain created his first detailed map of New France. The map contained new geographic information based on Champlain's own explorations, along with information obtained from Aboriginal peoples. The map includes the site of Montreal, as well as Lake Ontario and Niagara Falls. Decorated with a variety of the region's plants and animals, the map emphasizes Canada's natural wealth. The prospect of riches helped encourage investment in the new French colony. By the time the British took over New France in the 18th century, cartography had become much more advanced. Captain James Cook was exceptionally skilled in this area. Cook gathered information about the St. Lawrence River as the British fleet approached Quebec in 1759. His charts proved far more accurate than existing French maps and allowed the English ships to sail safely up the treacherous river, which led to the defeat of Quebec and had big implications for the future of North America. By the latter part of the 18th century, the race was on to push westward and reach the Pacific Ocean. Alexander Mackenzie became the first European to cross North America. He reached the Arctic coast in 1789 and the Pacific coast in 1793. Maps of the areas he covered were published in 1809. Just a few years later, in 1814, David Thompson published a detailed map of what was then called the Northwest Territory of the Province of Canada. He's best known for his careful astronomical observations, which he used to make accurate charts of the vast territory covered by the fur trade. Together, the maps of Mackenzie and Thompson became key tools in opening up and settling the West. Meanwhile, the search for a viable trade route to the Orient continued. Scottish explorer John Rae made 4 overland treks that followed the Arctic coastline. On his last expedition in 1854, Rae discovered the fate of the lost Franklin expedition from 1845. He also completed the mapping of the Arctic coast. Finally, near the westernmost point of his journey, Rae found what proved to be the last link in the elusive trade route known as the Northwest Passage.